and welcome back to Lizard Studios. Today you are going to be making a project that has to do with sewing. You're going to be making a frame, you're going to be learning how to make different stitches, and then you're going to prepare your frame to hang it up, alright? So let's begin today's work by getting our materials out. Today you are going to need, first of all, you're going to need yarn because we are going to be sewing with yarn, different colors of yarns. Whatever you have at your house is fine, or at your school. You're going to need some sellotape, okay? You're going to need popsicle sticks. It could be any color that you have at your school, or they could be the brown ones too. They could be the big ones, or they could be the thin ones, okay? I have here thin ones in colors. So anything that you have like that. You're going to need white glue, a pair of scissors. You're also going to need a stapler. You're going to need needles. If you have these little plastic needles that you could buy anywhere, really, they always sell them. They're really big. The holes are really big, so you could put the yarn through them really easily. So some needles, or if you don't have needles, some sticks like these, because we can break this in half, and you could just put the yarn on here and you could sew with them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. All right, so some sticks, and you're also going to need a mesh bag. These bags are the ones that I take from my onions at home. This one was from a bottle. This one was a mesh bag that I got from the oranges, okay, and this one was from the garlic. So you could get any mesh bag that you have at your house, and you could use it for this project. All right, so let's begin. Well, all of you know that when your clothes at home break, sometimes your mom takes it. For example, this broke, and I am going to sew it. This is a skirt for my daughter, and it broke, and I had to sew her little dog on, and now I am going to sew this right here with a needle, okay, because I need to take out a part of the skirt, and then I need to sew it back on so she could wear it again because it just broke. So you know that people sew, moms sew, dads sew, and we all fix our clothes by sewing them. But I don't know if you've ever sewn anything. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some stitches, and by teaching you that, I am going to help you make a piece of artwork to hang your first stitches that you sew all by yourself. You're gonna be so proud of yourself, okay? So let's begin making a frame to put our mesh bag on it, okay? First thing that we do is we take some sticks, popsicle sticks, and what we're gonna do is make a frame with them. You could use any color you want, all right? What you have to do is put 4 of them together just like this, okay, like I'm showing you right here. I'm gonna take 2 green, and I'm gonna take 2 oranges, and I'm just going to glue them together. This is very simple. All you have to do is put a dot of glue on the bottom sticks. I'm getting a lot of glue out of here, so I'm gonna be very careful, okay? Just a dot of glue like that, and you put the other stick on the top. You have to hold this for like 2 minutes. You leave it for like 2 minutes, okay, and then it'll be all good. All right, what I'm gonna do is take another one that I had already prepared, so I don't have to wait till this one dries, okay? So I'm gonna put this one here and let it dry right here, and I'm gonna take one that I already did before, so you could see how I put the mesh on. So this is a really thick mesh. You could use this if you like, but today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this orange one because it's orange just like the frame that I have here. So what I do is I take it and I open it up in half just like this. All right, and I'm gonna put these to the side. Okay, now this makes a big mess, as you see. So just clean it up a little bit, and you can just continue, okay? So you take your mesh bag, you put it on your frame, And what you are going to do is staple that mesh back to the frame. So you're gonna take your stapler, and this is really easy. All you have to do is put the stapler right on top like this and staple, and it stays, okay? So this is really simple to do because you could staple on these popsicle stick bags, okay? You could pull it back or you could leave it like this one right here that I left everything out, okay? It depends on what you want to do later on, okay? I'm gonna leave it out like that, and then maybe I'll cut a little bit of it. So I'm gonna extend it to this side, and I am just going to staple it here. As you see, I have stapled 3 times on this side, 3 times, 3 times, and 3 times. You're gonna try to make it as tight as possible. If you can't, don't worry, because we're gonna be sewing on it, and then it's gonna be all right. Now, see all this leftover that you have here? Well, you take your scissors, and you could cut that off. Okay, so I just trimmed this frame up to have it really nice, and let's begin making our first sewings on our mesh bag right here, okay? Now you have your frame. So this is what you have to do now, all right? You have to take your needle, okay? If you have a needle, a big needle, it's easier, okay? So you just take the needle, I'm gonna begin with this thread. I'm gonna begin with the purple thread because it's just colorful and I like it, and there it is, there's the point. And this is what you have to do with the needles, okay? You have to take a piece of sellotape, okay, a little piece of sellotape, just like this, and what you do is you put it at the end of your yarn, okay? And you fold it this way, you fold it back and back, okay? You fold it back and forth, you make it like a little end, like that. And then what you're gonna do is cut it like in a triangle, just like that. And what is this gonna do? This is gonna help you put your yarn through your thread, just like that. See how easy? And you're gonna take a piece of yarn, okay, just around your forearm like that, maybe a little bit more, okay? And we're not making knots on it, we're just gonna be sewing like this, all right? Now this is a form of making your thread and your yarn, but there's another form. If you don't have a needle like I do, and I'm going to use, what you do is you take a piece of a stick, okay, any stick that you have from Party Favorites or anything like that, or from getting olives, and you break it just like this. You break it in half, like this one right here that I broke in half. And what you do is you take a piece of yarn. I'm gonna take this one so you can see it better, okay? You take a piece of yarn, and what you do is you tape it, you sellotape it to the end right here. So if you take a piece of tape, all you have to do is sellotape it to the end like this, and you will be able to use it also like a needle, all right? So that is the option for those of you that don't have a needle, okay? I'm gonna put this here because I'm not gonna be using it, okay? But I am going to use this one so you can see how we use it. So I am going to cut right here. So I have this needle ready and I have this needle ready, okay? So let's begin. The first thing that we are going to do is I'm gonna show you these different stitches that I made. We're going to be making these the next time, but today we're just going to make a very simple one at the edge, like this one that you see right here, like these, okay? Just going around the frame so we kind of like cover the staples that we put on. So let's begin that one We're gonna begin with the purple, okay? You're gonna take another color. So what you do is you take your needle wherever you want it to go, all right? And you pull up your needle, okay? And you put it back down. And the first thing that we are going to make is a knot, because we want to make a little knot so our thread won't come loose, okay? So you want to make a knot. So you tie it once and you tie it 2 times, all right? Make it tight. At the end, we're going to be cutting off all the excess thread, all right? So that's the way you do it. Now, you look, you can see if you have excess thread, you can see it through the front, and you don't want that. So later on, I'm going to cut it right now so you don't see the excess thread. But at the end, you get to cut all the excess thread, all right? And now, what you do is you make your first stitches. So we are going to be stitching just back and forth, okay, around the frame to see how it comes out, okay? We want to make stitches that are parallel to each other, okay? So that's the type of stitch that you want to do first. Parallel stitches, just like this. Okay, on the frame. And we're gonna make it all the way to the top. All right, so let's practice that. All right, let's go. Okay, so now we get to the end right here. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop right here, and to do that we need to make a knot. So we go under the last thread and we make it really tight right here. We go through the hoop right here and we press down to make a knot. I'm gonna show you how to do that again. Look, you go down through the thread that you had. And once you make a loop right here, what you do is you go through it with the needle and you press down the yarn, and then you have a knot. And you could cut it off really, if it's really tight, you can cut it off really close. Okay? And now look what we have. We have this side already done with these threads, all right? So now what we're gonna do is make with this thread that I have left over here, which is not that big. I'm going to show you how to make a thread to hang this frame. And next time I'm going to finish doing different types of sewing stitches, all right? But right now let's finish this. This is very simple too. What you do is at the end you pull up and you pass the thread through the bottom, and you're going to make a knot. Okay, so you're gonna make a knot here, very, very, very tight. If you have enough space, make another one, another hoop, and another knot. Good. And now we cut the excess off. What we have done is we've made a frame, all right? So we could hang it and we could show it to everyone later on. Now, in this class, you only have time to do this. So in the next class time, we're gonna be learning new sewing patterns. So we could sew in the middle of your frame like this one right here, okay? And you could finish up your project. So today, let's review what we have done. Today, we have made a frame out of popsicle sticks. See, this one is already dry. So you have to let it dry for a little bit, and then it dries really fast. Then we took some mesh fabric, all right, and we put it on our popsicle sticks, on our frame. We stapled it. After you staple it, what you do is you take your yarn and you have to make a sewing on the top of the frame, and then take some of that yarn and make a hanging thread so you could hang it. And then later next time When you finish it, you could share it with everyone. You could give it to somebody as a present, or you could put it up in your room. All right? So guys, take care of yourselves. Keep all your materials because we're going to be using it for next class, and have a wonderful week. All right? Bye bye, guys.